Are you saying that in all this while, there's nothing good that has happened in Delta State, and your party is the only one that can bring the life back to Delta State? Is that what you're implying?
But why would you believe me?
No, is that what you're implying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I give you an example of Edo State, for instance, which is very close to us. It used to be Old Bender State, you know that. And for several years, they said Edo State is a civil servant state. That nothing good can come out of Edo State. And that the fact what they are getting, the money they are getting, both the tariff generated revenue and the one from the government, is not even enough to pay salaries. And then you have an APC government there now. And Dr. Shomale works in the streets. He is born with the people in the streets. He's loved because he has turned the place around. I went to Benin, I almost got lost. I did not even know some of the streets I used to play around the Benin those days because they are all dualized now. Airport road, they've been everywhere. So people are now asking, where did Dr. Shomale get this money from? Did he steal the money? They said no. How did Dr. Shomale, what magic is this man did he perform to build the state? And that's the magic that Otega
so you're saying that your party plans to carry out magic in Delta State. Those are your words.
No, the magic in the sense that
in 4 years. So if you are voted in 4 years, you will do magic in 4 years.
Now,
how do you plan to do this magic in 4 years?
Good. One, block leakages. Because what actually ruined PDP in Delta State, or what they have been doing, is corruption and misrule. Block the leakages. This is, my friend, take a contract. You don't get to see where the money goes to. All right? When you block these leakages, and then you now partner with the private sector, all right, then you get a better result.
Okay, so wait, you said earlier that some of those people that were in PDP are now in your party because they were not happy. And you said PDP was ruined by leakages. Leakages to those people that are now in your party. So how's that going to work out? They've left the PDP and they're now in your party and you block leakages. So they won't be getting the leakages and then they will be disgruntled and they'll move to another party. Is that how you're going to work?
No, sir. Let me just tell you. See, Channels is doing well today because of the leadership. It's not that the people here, they are extraordinary people from the moon or they are from another planet. The management is standard. There is policy here that things work here. But if you remove the head now that makes things work here and you bring one human being like that and put it in this place, in 6 months, nobody will want to watch channels again. So the man that we have, the product that we have, Olorunbo Tega Melo, is a man of no nonsense. He's not a Father Christmas person. If you know him very well. For the few people that I've worked with him, I've learned a lot. That this life, if you are managing people, money and material, you shouldn't be a Father Christmas. You must put money, and your money must bring value. There must be value for everything that you spend.
The money
and that value that Otega Emirates is sitting on a daily basis, it is that value that will bring change to Delta State in terms of economy.
The money you say that your party candidates will provide at the local government level so that people can access it without coming to the center and the state, where would the money come from?
The government is going to generate the money. There's going to be a relationship between the government and some international multilateral bodies, financial institutions, that are very much interested in small-scale businesses. You know that. Most of these international financial institutions, they hammer on that on a regular basis. And when they see somebody who is transparent, who knows the act, don't forget that Otega Emirates is a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants. And he made first class in University of Nigeria. He made first class in University of Nigeria in accounting in 1983. And he swept all the prizes in the faculty. Liverpool best graduate student, everything. He got everything. So from there, he has been in the banking and financial sector. And there is nobody from anywhere that will use any brain on that man to do what is not right.
What is your party's blueprint for raising the IGR in Delta State?
IGR is, we are going to raise IGR through small taxes that people need to pay when government is rendering services. For example, if your roads are good, you have light, your children go to school, they don't pay. Your children are sparkling, and all of that, and the system is running well. If you ask somebody to pay tax of 1 naira or 500 in a month, the person is willing to pay. Why people don't pay tax in Nigeria is not because they don't have money. It's because they believe that they don't see what government is doing with the money. So by the time people see that the government is working, they are ready to pay tax to the government.
What are your plans for job creation?
Job creation is, my principal has promised Delta that he's going to revive all the moribund industries in Delta State on a private government partnership basis. For example, the Asaba Textile Mill. Asaba Textile Mill, as it is today, that company has been dead many years. If Asaba Textile Mill is revived today now, it can employ over 3,000 people.
Where do you hope to get cotton from?
Cotton?
Yes.
To run the place?
Yes.
Of course, we source for the cotton. And, modalities will be put in place to run that company. So
is there a plan for the sourcing of this cotton? Or is it when you get in that you now start planning to source for the cotton?
Of course, we already have plans to source for cotton.
From
where? And that has been some of the issues that took our principal out of the country recently, to see how he can partner with some organizations on how to resolve some of these issues that has to do with reviving the moribund industries in the state.
So you're going to be importing cotton to run the Asaba Textile Mill?
No, we are not going to be importing cottons, but we can bring people in that are interested in cotton business, so that they can do the cultivation of cottons that we can use to run.
Okay, the man that left here, your brother that left here, talked about Delta State and agriculture, Delta Beyond Oil, which is a project that the current administration has been running. Now, Delta is about 60% land. You said you want to, your party's plan is to bring money to the local government so that those that need capital can go there and source at little or no interest. So you give them taxes and all of that. But what's your plan for the 60% of land that is available in Delta State?
Make them available for farming. You see, he said so many things here. We are not going to deceive Deltans just to get votes. That's what PDP has been doing for several years. They deceive people and get votes. We are not going to do that. For instance, if you remember in Kwara State, some farmers came from Zimbabwe, and they are doing pretty well in Kwara State. We also hope to go to Zimbabwe or anywhere we can get farmers to come with their expertise and their equipment to do farming, and then in the process train our people on how to do mechanized farming. Because if you go and get equipment, sophisticated equipment from America, from Europe, like he was saying here, and our people here don't have the technology, they don't have the know-how to manage and to run those equipment and even to maintain them.
He says
it makes no sense of the entire exercise.
There are skill acquisition programs going on in Delta State, he says.
Yes.
And so they're not just going to bring people without giving them the requisite skills. He said that much. We're providing skills for them. What are you going to do differently about agriculture?
Agriculture, we intend to set up a cooperative society at local government levels. Now, you segment it. We're going to separate it. If you are a cassava farmer, it's cassava farmers cooperative society. If you are fisherman, or the fishermen will form their own association, or those who are into fish farming. All right. And then, if government want to not disburse money, or they want to have a relationship with them in terms of expanding their businesses, then that fund is channeled through that body. And then the body also will not be responsible to government or accountable to government on how, they
so government will be at the center of everything?
No, government just to monitor. They make sure that the system is properly monitored. Because if you give out money and you are running a government and you are working with people and there is no supervision, you don't even know what they are doing, then you will get the right result.
Do you have an idea how much the internally generated revenue is in Delta State now?
Kingsley was saying something between 6 or 7 billion. I am not in government, but you were in PDP. But he was an ex-commissioner, so he should know better. But for me,
were you in the PDP?
I was, yes. Why not?
But you're not in APC.
Yeah, I'm in APC now.
So you have an idea of how much is the internally generated revenue?
Well, I think it's far above that 7 billion that he's talking about.
Okay. So if it's let's just say it's about 8 billion.
If it's far above, how much is it?
I can't have the precise figure as of today.
That's the internally generate. We're not talking of federation account, you know.
Yes.
Okay.
The reason that is important is that if a state government has been able to raise IGR, then it is also a signal as to how well they have been doing. You don't think so?
You see, even the 7 billion he told you, or 6 billion, that is after the leakages. That is what is declared after the leakages.
Okay, so
that if you screw up,
so in other words,
if you screw up,
they do a lot
the
higher, and it means that the people in Delta State are more than willing to pay taxes.
Madam, look, if that state is well managed, what Akwa Ibom is doing is it should be 20% of what Delta State is supposed to do, because we have so many, resources in that state that can generate funds. And even the IGR we are talking about here,
For instance,
IGR we are even talking about here, the way they generate the IGR, there was a time they contracted the IGR to a company. All right? So whatever the company gives to the state government, that's what they take.
So, okay, you say you have things that
so
can
you can imagine contracting your IGR to a private company.
What are those things that you have?
Without check and balance, without proper check and balance.
Okay. Let's just say IGR is about 8 billion. We'll still come back to the IGR. How much comes from the federation account? Do you have an idea?
Well, the other time we were studying some documents when I used to be in that party. Somebody said it's between 3 and 4 billion.
Between 3 and 4 billion.
Yeah.
So let's just say on the average, 3.5 billion.
Yes, 3.5
okay.
billion.
So you have 8 billion for internal IGR. You have
Plus 3.5 billion.
That's about 11.5 billion per month. Okay. What's your plan? How do you intend? You said you're going to raise IGR through taxes. Is it just taxes, or you said they have things within the state that can help generate more revenue for the state? So what are these things that will help generate more revenue for the state?
Well, when people work, when business thrives, there are ways government can now generate money, okay? Because you pay for certain services, all right? And because you pay for certain services, to government, for instance, if you want to, there's this restriction of business premises, for instance, where government can also generate money. Then, people pay taxes and few other things on businesses, okay? And when you look at that properly, you will discover that the more people are productive, the more government generates revenue, That's the normal way of...
All right, Fred Oghenesivbe is the Director of Media and Political Communication for Oghenesivbe Campaign Organization of the APC. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back in just a moment. We've got another perspective on the same matter. Join us again.